Philosophy has been a pastime of the educated and non-educated alike for as long as human history has been. The continued pondering on the nature of truth and being, the ceaseless continuum of why, that is existence, innumerate in its questions, singular in its purpose. Yet there comes a time when mere philosophy, or rather, only philosophy, fails to solve or actually address any problems. One of these times is upon us now, in this reluctant imperialism that is America. One can find more than a passing allusion to Rome when one steps back and takes in the nature of the modern American civilization, of military conquest, political corruption, personal responsibility, and financial turmoil that is rapidly becoming the center of our culture. In this environment, the fundamentals that the country was founded upon, however hypocritical and ideological, cannot exist without great and unending struggle. We can take back this society from those who have plundered and raped it. We can hold them responsible for their misdeeds and act so that they see the justice that they deserve. This brings my oratory to the subject of the misguided war in Iraq and ensuring that those responsible are held to their responsibility for the travesty that has been. Over 5,000 American lives gone. Over 300,000 innocent Iraqi lives gone. And what do we have to show for it? While I make this video partly to express my own lamentation over Iraq and the Bush administration's war crimes, I also make this video intending it to be addressed directly to you, our new president. Yes, you, Barack Obama, who I voted for. You are now in office and your administration is underway and concentrating on fixing the financial mess that the policies of your predecessor have left us. But money is only one of the heads on the metaphorical hydra. I think that you, being like me, an amoral liberal, would agree with me that the entirety of the world's wealth cannot equate the act of ending a single human life unjustly. Now, I realize this could bring up a debate over abortion and the injustice towards a single human life, which that brings up, but since 34% of pregnancies end in miscarriages anyhow, we can assume that God, if it, he, she exists, the being who supposedly controls when we all die, is far more cruel than we are. And that debate is easily pushed aside. The cost of this war is said to reach into the hundreds of billions if not trillions of dollars, yet it cannot possibly be worth the only price tag that really matters, the human price tag. This is not to say it cannot be made up to those who have sacrificed so much. It most certainly can. However contrary that sounds to the paragraph already said. It can be made up by removing the invading military forces from Iraq, by getting our fellow countrymen out of harm's way from a place that does not want them there or deserve to have them there. It can be made up by ensuring that the victims of this farce, both civilian and military, have the medical resources they need to live comfortable lives. It can be made up by giving the rest of the citizens of the world the respect and rights they deserve as fellow human beings. It can be made up by repealing unfair and overpowered laws enacted that destroyed not only our founding document, the morals and ethics we abide by, the international laws and statutes we abide by, and most of all, the opinion of the very people these laws affect. It can be made up to those who have died or lost limbs, bombed innocent families' homes, killed siblings in front of other siblings, shot down innocent passers-by. It can be made up by the man or men responsible taking that responsibility onto themselves. You have the power to make this happen, Mr. President. You can make sure that the right thing gets done. Recall our troops from Iraq and stop the suffering of our fellow countrymen and those people whose sovereignty they intrude upon. Permanently ban all uses of torture. Make sure that any and all crimes perpetrated by Bush, Cheney, and their administration are brought to light, including the events of September 11, 2001. Make sure that those responsible for those crimes are made to be held responsible for them, and prosecuted in the same court any other person would have to face. Stop the unfair laws that ensure this country will only be ruled by plutocracy and business agreements. Ensure that people who need help, no matter what kind, get it or have help available to them as an option. Demand immediate use of alternate energies. These things you can do, Mr. President. You can do them. I'm only 23, and most in the government scoff at someone that age, unless, of course, it's an election year. However, my generation is different from those in the past. People say we're lazy and unmotivated, that we have had everything handed to us and know not a hard day's work. These people are wrong. Myself, like the rest of my generation, care about the future of our country and all the people on earth more than could be described. We cherish what we have and understand exactly what it means to have freedom. We are constantly watching what goes on in the world, thinking not only as American citizens, but as one person in the whole of humanity, and all that comes with that. And we are starting to lose hope. The philosophy of looking forward and not backward does not help us, for it is the past that teaches us what we must overcome in the future and right now. And right now, people are angry and people are dying. And the application of only philosophy will do nothing.